morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad you're with us today. You're in the right place at the right time. You got your hands clapping on 2 and 4. This is a good thing. It's a good sign. Here we go.
That's right. That is a good thing. That doesn't always happen. You'd be surprised. All right, let's all sing together. Here we go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be in my soul. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome. All our souls are welcome here. Woo! I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, and I am just where I'm meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Come on, choir. Get your hands up. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Ooh. Yeah. My soul is welcome, and I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome. It's a beautiful day today, and welcome, Paul Sanchez. Thank you for sharing the platform with me this morning.
My pleasure, my honor. And welcome, everybody. We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in the warm and loving energy of our spiritual community. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because there is no space that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us online or on site, we especially welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. We are all here by so glad you kept your appointment. During this time, please silence your electronic devices and refrain from flash photography during the service.
Now let's take a moment now to turn our attention inward as we enter this hour of quiet and contemplation and rejuvenation. We come together to connect with the divine presence through whom we live, move, and have our being. Our connection is eternal, never wavering. As we turn our thoughts toward the presence, we can live in joy and love and wisdom and peace, because that is who we have come here to be. Individual expressions of God, the one true source of all there is. As we set our intention to grow in consciousness, to join in divine consciousness with others, we expand our own good and the good of all those around us. This energy, this boundless love increases and flows out into our community and the world. We know that each word, each thought, each action said or done with love and compassion brings each one of us closer to a world blessed with peace. We are grateful for this opportunity to come together with intention and move into the service in gratitude and in joy. And we say, all is well, and all matter of things shall be well. And so it is. And we have a mission here at Spiritual Life Center that we say together each week: to transform lives as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission through the action of our unity principles that we like to say together to imbue them in our hearts. So let's do that. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. And one of the actions we are taking right now is the Season for Nonviolence. Now, the Season for Nonviolence is celebrated or observed between January 30th and April 4th. It's an international educational, media, and grassroots campaign dedicated to demonstrating that nonviolence is a powerful way to heal, transform, and empower our lives and our communities. And this is inspired by the memorial anniversaries of Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Martin Luther King. And we have a reading each week, and we have someone from the congregation do their reading. And this morning we have Linda Paoli.
Dear God, today I speak in a calm and loving tone of voice. I let your presence permeate every cell and atom of my being. I let you speak through me today. The soothing tone of my voice immediately calms and harmonizes every situation of which I am a part. The words I speak today uplift and harmonize. The calm, loving tone of voice with which I speak blesses all who hear it. My thoughts and words are pure and potent, filled with your love. I speak words of comfort and encouragement. Nothing can disturb the deep calm of my soul. My voice soothes and calms people. The tone of voice I use is reflective of an inner peace that I radiate to others as I speak words of kindness. My tone of voice indicates my generosity of spirit. As I proclaim words of truth in a calm and loving tone of voice, I call into being the good that you have in store for me today and always. Thank you, God. Of these affirmations, the one that I'm working on the most right now is the soothing tone of my voice immediately calms and harmonizes every situation of which I am a part. When I received these affirmations from Reverend Deborah, I thought if only everyone in the world would take these words to heart and act on them. Being intentionally kind in our communication is so important if we want to have loving and healthy personal relationships, functional organizations, and a peaceful, loving world. In my prior life, I was a therapist working extensively with relationship issues. But I was also a person. I grew up with a dad, Harry, who had a difficult and impoverished childhood and also spent 4 years fighting in World War II. He had no concept of developing spiritual practices or going to therapy to heal wounds or change behavior. He had a bad temper and often said things that were unkind to me and others. I vowed I would never be like him in that way, and for the most part, I have succeeded because of spending time in therapy, 12-step, and a spiritual life center. The younger me was less kind than I am today. However, there is a little Harry inside of me lurking that can emerge when I neglect myself by not getting enough rest, overworking, not eating healthy food, or not exercising. I also need to be around kind people, say kind words to myself, and have fun. Being kind requires being present in the moment and intentional, and being aware of the sensitivities of others. The golden rule is not good enough for me. I like the platinum rule, which says, do unto others as they want done unto them. I'm not perfect at that, but I am getting better every day. And so it is. Peace and blessings to all of you and all sentient beings. Thank you.
And now, our Board of Trustees member, Sally Sion, has a reminder about the community member info session that takes place today.
Okay, anybody who's already a legal signed-up member of SLC, take a nap, okay? Because I'm not talking to you, okay? I'm talking to the people that have been here for a couple of weeks, or a couple of years, or 25 years, I don't care. And you have not decided that you want to officially be known and recognized and made the self-commitment that you are a member of SLC. Those are the people I'm talking to. So my question for you today is your life as happy as it can be? Are you as content as you possibly could be? And if you are, don't come to the meeting this afternoon, okay, 1 o'clock. I have nothing to offer, okay? However, there might be one or two of you who say, no, maybe I could be a little happier. And let me tell you that becoming a member of a Spiritual Life Center, it requires a self-commitment. We honestly, it doesn't matter to SLC if we have 1 or 2 or 3 more people whom are on the roll as a, quote, member. If you come regularly, you're benefiting from the Sunday services and some of the activities that we do here. But becoming a member is a self-commitment. And what you give in the spiritual realm is what you keep and what you have. So if you make a commitment to become a member, I think I have a pretty good idea that it will deepen your participation in this community, change your relationship a little bit so that then you, in fact, become more peaceful and more satisfied in your life. It's just a hunch that I have. So if you're interested in that, or you just want to ask some questions about what membership means, or you want to come argue with me, or whatever you want to do, I'll be here at 1 o'clock. You can even get yourself home if you're close and get to us on Zoom if you want. We'll have a in-person and Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock to answer questions about membership and tell you what to do if you have decided you want to become a member. No pressure, you don't have to sign up. We won't even let you sign up today. We'll send the material home with you, or we'll email you it, and then we want you to prayerfully consider whether you want to become a member or not. So that's at 1 o'clock today, and I'll be here. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Well, if you are a Laurel and Hardy fan, good news. The local chapter of the Laurel and Hardy fan club is called A Fine Mess, and they are coming here once a month to screen a movie. Today they are screening Babes in Toyland. That also happens at 1 o'clock, and so you don't have to make a reservation. You can just show up and join other people and having a great time watching Laurel and Hardy.
Well, also join us this week for our Phoenix Rising and Ash Wednesday service as we mark the beginning of Lent. In this ceremony, we release the past with a burning bowl ritual. We affirm our connection to the divine with chanting and sacred ash on our foreheads. And we each take away our Phoenix Rising coin. It's there to remind us of the truth of our being. Join Reverend Deborah, right here, with Reverend Janie Marth for this annual releasing and remembering. Music with Laree Shiflett and Paula Mandela. Soup will be offered at 6 p.m. What time? 6.
And of course, we will also have chaplains joining us. They will be giving out the coins. So join us. It's going to be a lovely evening. Dr. Garland Landreth will be our Sunday speaker next week, next Sunday. And then he's offering a 2-day seminar on Sunday afternoon, Monday evening. How many people experienced him way back in 2019? Seems like the olden days, doesn't it? So what is that, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17 years? I don't know. Some of the benefits and tools that you will learn from the Living Your Dreams by Unlocking Your Subconscious workshop will assist you in how to reframe negative thought patterns into positive ones, generate a new brain matrix that enables abundance to flow freely, transform your life into one that is trigger-free. That's a good one. And then find and heal subconscious core issues that hold you back. Now, these are just some of the things that he will offer. There's a lot that he packs into every event, so be sure to join us. In addition to his Sunday talk and the seminar, he's also going to be available to do have private healing sessions, which are very, very beneficial to people. And you can sign up for those next weekend when he is here. So we hope to see you there. More information is at the hub. Of course, you can sign up at the website as well.
Remember, there are many activities that foster transformation in our lives. Check out our weekly small groups and other offerings. To discover all the happenings at Spiritual Life Center, go to the website. On site, or if you're on site, you can peruse the bulletin board. Then go to the hub to sign up for an event.
Will our Board of Trustees and chaplains please stand? Our Board of Trustees wear the purple ribbons on their name badges, and they're here to guide, shape, and provide oversight of our community operations. And if you have questions about what's going on at Spiritual Life Center or how things are being done, these are the people that you would want to come talk to. And our prayer chaplains wear the white stoles, and they are here to pray with us in times of challenge and in times of joy. And they are in the courtyard after the service.
And we love to welcome our newcomers. So in a moment, we will ask those of you who are here with us to raise your hand. There are many ways to connect at SLC, and you can get more information about small groups, events, and classes by filling out the online welcome card. If you're on site and you raise your hand, you can fill out the card and take it to the welcome table in the courtyard, where you will receive a special gift and a warm welcome.
So if you're here for the very first time today, please raise your hand. Well, it looks like we're all family here today, and as Reverend James says, every day you're a new person. So welcome all new people, and let us stand and greet each other in the way that we are most comfortable.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Show you all the joy.
Please be seated. So at this time, I invite us all to speak aloud our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And now in preparation for our meditation, we're going to sing this beautiful chant, Love, Serve, and Remember, which is also our mission statement.
Love, serve, and yes, remember. Breathe in these 3 words. Allow your mind to become still. Maynard James Keenan wrote in his song Lateralis, overthinking separates, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, withering intuition and leaving opportunities behind. Let's take this time to reconnect mind, body, and spirit. Reclaim our opportunities. Quiet that monkey mind. Open to our divinity. Find a comfortable position, and when you feel ready, close your eyes. Allow the act of closing your eyes to be a reminder that you are shifting gears, unplugging from the busyness of the outside world, and the mind chatter within, and be right here in this beautiful space, quieting the mind, experiencing an openness to God. Feel yourself breathing as if you are breathing through your heart. Sense your chest gently rising and falling. Aware of your breathing. Breathing in. And as you begin to let that breath go, feel yourself releasing, letting go. Breathing in, and as you let that breath go, practice being right here in this moment. Breathing in, as you let go, practice a feeling of being wide open. Aware of your breath, releasing, aware of your breath, being present, aware of your breath, opening wide. If you find your mind wandering with thoughts that have no purpose in this moment, allow them to fade away and return your attention to the rhythm of your own breath. Overthinking separates the body from the mind. Simply focus on your breath. Breath in and breath out. Breathing at your own natural rhythm with each breath. Releasing, being present, opening wide, reclaiming your opportunities, open to your connection to divinity, releasing, being present, opening wide in the silence. Gently, gently return your awareness to your surroundings. Be in the present moment. Be here now. When you are ready, open your eyes. But please, join me in a short prayer. Let's take one more breath together. Divine Presence, we thank you for this time of stillness, this time of connection. Thank you for the reminder that we can open wide to our opportunities, that we can swing on the spiral of our own divinity and still be a human being with feet upon the ground. In gratitude, we say, thank you, God, and so it is.
The small but mighty SLC choir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your deepest hope. What does that make you think about? What is your deepest hope? Do you even know? Or would you think you had to sit down and think about it seriously, like a personal goal or something that needs to be fulfilled? Well, that's actually not what we're going to go with that today, but I think that's one of the things that first would come to mind. And by the end of this talk, I'm going to do something that we rarely do here at SLC, and I'm going to tell you what your deepest hope really is. So sit back, ride with me for a bit. You know, I really love the word hope, and this might sound silly, but it just sounds so hopeful. But what is hope? When we are engaging in hopeful thinking, what are we doing? And is it really that helpful? Is hope just pie in the sky thinking? Oddly, the 4 authorities I consulted kind of say that. I wasn't happy about that, by the way. So Charles Fillmore says hope and faith. Hope is the expectation of good in the future. It is a quality, good as far as it goes, of sense mind because it is subject to time. Faith is a certain knowledge that our good is ours now. It is of God. It goes beyond time and space. And then he turns around and he quotes Hebrews 11:1 and says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for. Well, that's not helpful. What do you mean? Ernest Holmes, he said, hope is good. It's better than despair. But it is a subtle illusion and an unconscious compromise. At this point, I'm like, this is supposed to be an uplifting talk. So Emma Curtis Hopkins does this really tricky thing that leads her to teaching us how to become hopeless. And it's really cool, and I'm going to come back to that. Now, the 4th authority was Charles Schulz. And he spoke to me through a comic when I was quite young, on July 15th, 1960. This appeared in the paper, and you probably can't read it, but Lucy is talking to Linus, and she says, you know what we're going to do tomorrow? Patty and Violet and I are going on a picnic. I just hope to goodness that it doesn't rain. And Linus, ever the little Bible-thumping blanket carrier, says, hoping to goodness is not theologically sound. Now, that struck me even at that young age, and I'm still not sure why, but it stayed with me forever. And I don't know that I totally understood it. And maybe now I can speak to that, but it seemed important because it just stayed there. So what Fillmore and Holmes are saying is that faith is the bedrock of our consciousness, of our prayer, and that we cannot, must never doubt, ever. That when we pray, we're doing our deep work, and there is no time for dilly-dallying. We need to be definite. Faith is a deep knowing that that which is sought is ours for the taking. That's what Fillmore says. And so we should pray that knowing the answer is here. Pray in confidence and certainty. And don't wreck it by ending your deep prayer by saying out loud, well, there, I hope that helps. Doing that would simply counteract any good or positive ideas in your mind because it brings your focus back to the doubt. Now, I get that. I get what they're saying. But sometimes you just have to do what Emma Curtis Hopkins says, and she says, hope thy hope, pray thy prayer. Now, while she also advocates being definite that the answer is here now, manifesting now, she also states or hints that hope can be a starting point. And so do I. I think that it can be a point. The definitions in the dictionary of hope as a noun is that hope is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Hope is a feeling. In this case, it's a feeling and it's not a mental construct, and that's what I like about it. Hope against hope, on the other hand, is that clinging to a mere possibility. Hope thy hope, pray thy prayer. When used correctly, hope is a very important and potent tool that can help us move forward in our lives. Because the truth is that we all need hope in our lives. Now think of an inventor who gets an idea and then begins to experiment with it. How many times will that person have to go through the process? How many so-called failures? When might they start to lose faith in themselves? When might they start to waver? And then there's a different outcome, and it might be a tiny difference. At experiment 1,000, just this little teeny tiny thing has changed. Hope arises. It encourages, and the inventor regains faith and carries on, as does the artist and the writer, the mother, the parents, all of us, anything that we do. And notice, now these are not situations where the person has gone off into illusionary thinking. This is a well-grounded observation of a small spark that leads to bigger things. It's being open, being aware. It's taking action based on a revitalization of our idea. Now, we all face challenges in our lives. Our spiritual path is not meant to make our lives perfect. I know this is news. It's okay. But if our lives are boring, we're perfect, it would be pretty boring, I think. And our spiritual path is really meant to give us tools to navigate the ins and outs of planet Earth. Faith, prayer, and hope are all essential to our well-being. And I suspect that every person in this room and watching us on live stream has had moments of despair, of feeling lost and not knowing what to do next. And it could be as simple as trying to do a project and not having it work, or all the way to the extreme of not knowing how to live your life. That an entire spectrum. And there's moments when we get stuck. And while we can have faith that an answer will come, when we sit in the dark, it is really easy for that faith to flee, for doubt to just waltz right back in. But when a light comes on, a little tiny light, and you might not even realize it for a minute, but then you catch it out of the corner of your eye, and you realize that not all is lost, and you have hope. Now, I'll be honest with you. Some of you may have know or heard that a certain virus finally caught up with me after 3 years. Hey, I did well. And it was relatively mild, so I was sure that I was going to be able to come do this talk today. At least I hoped I would be. And I am, except that my brain is still sort of winking in and out. And thank you for that. And though I had 4 pages of notes, none of it was coming together yesterday. I mean, it was, and I had a couple of moments of near panic because I don't like letting people down, and I felt lost and in the dark. And what would I do if I couldn't come offer some mighty words of wisdom today? And then I realized that, as so often happens with the lesson, is this lesson was staring me right in the face. And so I stopped and I printed out what I had, which wasn't much, and I looked for just one glimmer of light to send me forward. Nope, nothing. Nothing was working. My hopes for my talk on hope were dashed. And finally, I surrendered, and I thought, well, I'll just take a nap. But that didn't work either. I couldn't go to sleep. But in the process of that kicking back, it filtered into my mind that what I was doing was I was trying to sit there and type the whole talk instead of handwriting it, because I always handwrite my first draft because I can turn off my mind and just let the pen flow. Oh, duh. Hope blossomed at that point. I can do this. And sure enough, it worked. I moved from my moment of hope into action. And well, here we are. And this talk might be a little shorter than usual, but we have one. And I wrote that, and then the talk got longer, so we'll see. The realization that something is working, is moving, gives you courage, and it gives you that reason to continue on. And as you follow the signs and the light gets brighter, you see the possibility ahead of you, and the thing is accomplished. Another way to look at hope is to treat it as a message from your higher self. When I was struggling with this talk, I wasn't sitting there hoping to goodness the words would come. I was making words. I was participating. And the words were floating all over the place going, I'm going to be over here and I'm going to be over here, but I'm not going to be like cohesive. No, we're not playing. I was very much seeing the task accomplished, but it still just wasn't quite coming together. It took my stopping and opening to a different voice before the energy shifted. Holmes and Fillmore see hope as a future expectation which introduces doubt. So they teach that we should always pray from a position of complete faith, complete knowing that it is done now, looking to the now, never to the future. But I'm not always in that place, and I'm guessing neither are you. There are times when we're just not in that place. So for me, hope is the light of possibility that dissolves doubt and brings me back to faith, steadfastness, and knowing. Now, the cool thing about Emma Curtis Hopkins is that she sees it all as a process. I start with a hope, and then I actively pray knowing that the thing is accomplished. But it may happen in stages, as it does with our inventor, or it did with this talk. Each step is accomplished. We're in the present. We see the possibility of the next step. We call that hope. We take action. We affirm. We're in the present. And so on with each step, always in the present until it is done. Whereupon, we become hopeless. Because as Curtis says, when we have love, we don't hope for love. When we have what we need, we don't hope. We are hopeless. Is that cool or what? Basically, she advocates for hopelessness, that you live so in the present so much and are so attuned to your higher self that you don't spend time hoping, you just be. But she also does not discount or deride hope. She allows it its place. Hope thy hope. Pray thy prayer. And when you truly see, what is there to hope for? There is a place for a need for hope, the kind of hope that encourages us, raises us up. Now, there's a Sandra Bullock movie called Hope Floats. People have heard it, right? It's probably one of my favorite movies of her, not necessarily because it's the best, but I like the message. And yes, it is the story of a small town girl who goes back to her hometown and finds the love of her life sitting on a fence, just waiting there looking gorgeous. Yeah. And yes, he also went out and got all rich and didn't tell anybody. But the core of this story is of a woman who grew up in a small town, was led to believe she was very, very special. And then she got married to the high school sweetheart, went off into the world, found out what life was really like. And she was shown that she was human like everybody else. This character lost everything except her child. And the child is her hope in this story. It's her light to a new life. And she does crash and burn, and she goes through a lot of pain and then slowly realizes what her life can be. And of course, at the end of the movie, things have settled, and she has true love with the gorgeous guy on the fence. I guess they let him off once in a while. But the movie doesn't end with them, kissing in the rain and all of that. They end with her having a conversation with her little daughter. And they're talking about what their new life might be looking like. And the last line that Sandra Bullock says is when you give it a chance, hope floats up. And that's why I like that movie. Hope does float up. Not in a sometime in the future, wouldn't it be cool kind of way. It floats up into your life until you don't need it anymore, and you are fully capable of being hopeless. There will be days when you are thrillingly, happily hopeless, and there's going to be days when hope is all you have. That's natural, and when you look at it correctly, you can use your faculty of hope to become your highest and best self. Hope your hope. Pray your prayer. Hope is sudden insight. Hope is a gentle chuckle in the midst of despair. Hope is an umbrella in a deluge. Hope is a crack in a dark window. Hope is a sign. Hope is silent. Hope is warm. Hope is love. Hope is joy. Hope is a speck. Hope is courage. Hope is eternal. Hope sustains, hope floats, hope sings, hope rests, hope nudges, hope reassures, hope lives, hope heals, hope vibrates, hope whispers, hope screams, hope remains. Oh, right, yeah, your deepest hope? Your deepest hope is your ability to see, even in the dark. And so it is. So next week, Dr. Landreth will be with us. He will be doing the meditation and the talk, and then, of course, the seminar will begin after that, so join us next week for that. And now, if we have an opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center. And if you want to continue this love, you can text SLC Love at 44321, or go to our website and click the donate button. Of course, you can always mail in a check if you wish to do that as well. And if you are online and want to spread the consciousness, click like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever button your platform might be offering you today. Well, you never know. They keep changing them. So let us say our offering blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were. Divine light and inspiration, telling me I'm your creation. I want to stop and say thank you. I just want to stop and say thank you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. At night,
wondering where I would be without you in my life.
Everything I did was just a bore,
and everywhere I went, it seemed I'd been there before. But you cared enough for me all of my
thank you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
Russell.
Will you show me the way to be all I can be? You got me headed for my true destiny. I wanna stop and say thank you. I just wanna stop and say thank you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
How sweet it is to give. How sweet it is to receive. We offer our thanks to above from our circle of love. How sweet our prayers. How sweet our answers. We offer our thanks above from our circle of love. And so it is.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
And now let us share our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me.
For the world go with you.
1, 2, 1, 2, Russell.
and say thank you. How sweet it is to be loved by you, by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Love, how sweet it is to be loved by you.
Last time.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. It is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you.